I guess we're live. Hello, folks. This is Bill McRea. We're supposed to start in about, I guess, right now. Good time to start, right? Starting time. Excuse my voice. This is springtime in Texas for you. There's this stuff called, I think it's cedar pollen. Last week I had to go to my ear, nose, and throat doctor, and wear hearing aids, right? Because I'm played a lot of guitar in my life and I'm a little hard of hearing. So they did hearing tests and cleaned my ears, and I did this time of year because of all the pollen in the air. The eustachian tubes that run between your ears and your sinus get clogged up and it backs up and builds up wax. And so the doctor was really low oxygen. Can I take it out? Yeah, get rid of it. And suddenly I heard, I'm like, oh my God, that was more than a little bit. He showed it to me, it was about the size of my fingertip. And I'm like, wow. So I said, how do I keep from having that be a problem? And he said, well, do you take antihistamines? I go, Benadryl. I said, first of all, don't use Benadryl. I use Zyrtec. I'm like, why? And he says, it's better for you. Benadryl causes senility. I said, well, that explains a lot right there. And he didn't say that. I'm just teasing you. Anyway, at the end of the day, I went home hearing a lot better, but still, my ears are my ears. And the damage done over the years is not going to go away. I want to actually show you today something that you can start doing yourself. If you're feeling adventuresome and you want to increase productivity dramatically. Okay. The two AI tools that I use literally every single day. And the reason why I do is because they make my life better. Okay. That's saying an awful lot. That's saying an awful lot. Because basically what I do here in this office is, well, obviously I got the email marketing thing, but here's a little secret. I have a guy in India that manages 90% of it for me. He's been working for me since almost 11, has been 11 years now. So he's kind of like family. I trust him and he does a great job. I don't have to really worry about it. So I just keep promoting it as part of my normal thing. Matter of fact, if you end up on let's say you sign up for one of these free courses, you end up on my email list, right? If you're just landing on my page, you end up on an emailing list. But if you sign up, you will get, I think, like 8 emails over the course of 2 weeks about, hey, you need to buy cellulites from me. And it friggin' works really well. Very cool. Here comes my dogs. They're always curious what's going on. I see this big, beautiful guy right here. Yeah. And there's his sister. Hi. This is Teddy, and this is Millie. Anyway, you'll understand if you get on my list, which you probably are, that pretty much what I promote is my own stuff. Hey, I have to kick the dogs out. Hey, guys, out. Come on. They're going to start playing and they growl and bark and make a bunch of noise. It's a distraction. Okay, so what I want to show you today are 2 of the tools I pretty much use every single day and explain to you what I do with them. If you want to do what I'm doing, just go do what I'm doing. Okay. When I was first started my software business in 2008. It's an evolution from went from a large wholesale distribution business to a music business, which I loved. I sold that to my competitor, and I started a software business and did really well with that for many. Well, I'm still doing okay with it, but it evolved into kind of an internet marketing kind of a guru thing, if you will. Although I certainly don't have the following of some of these guys. Uh, I do have a following. So over the course of this time, I'm kind of a shoot from the hip sort of guy, right? So how do I stay organized? How do I stay up to date? How do I stay relevant in a market, in an industry that is just crazy? And there's no other way to describe it than crazy. AI is where I switched in 2022. In 2021, I was McRea Soft Solutions. In 2022, it became McRea Soft AI Solutions. And like I said, when I started in La Mesa, California in 2008, I had to pay each programmer about $8,000 to $9,000 per month. I had 10 of them. So you see the massive overhead. And then by 2000 and I think it was 2010, they passed Obamacare. And my cost for health insurance went up about 400%. I could not afford to keep these guys because everybody in San Diego, it's kind of a big tech area, they were hiring people away. So a small player couldn't do it. But a good friend over in India who used to live in San Diego, he said, Bill, why don't you let me do all your work for you? So I laid off all my programmers all in one big day. I think it was a Monday. I don't ever lay people off on a Saturday or Friday. So I laid them all off, and they were happy. Most of them got jobs within, a week because the demand for their labor is so great. So then I put all my programming that I was doing in India, and I said, I'm getting kind of tired of programming stuff for people. And I launched the original Massive Profits in 2011. And I've never seen so much money roll in my life from one product. It was exciting. So basically I said, okay, I don't need to have a huge staff to support and maintain and manage this infrastructure to do corporate development, develop applications for businesses. I could develop just those small applications for internet marketing people and offer them a lot of the things that people buy online. They don't even know that I created them. My stuff works. That's how you'll know it came from me. So I got into developing the systems behind our bulk email platform in 2012 because I had a lot of leads and coming in, and I kept on getting dropped by, hey, we're going to get rid. Everybody was dropping me, not because I was spamming them, just because literally when I was doing my CPA marketing, I was generating 1,000 leads a day. It was ridiculous how much traffic we were getting. It's a long time ago, by the way, 14 years ago now. And so I had all these leads. I kept losing my list. I had to rebuild it. I got fed up with it and got together with a friend of mine who was trying to figure out how to deliver traffic for large e-commerce business. But the big box guys, not just the everyday dudes. I'm talking about, people like Home Depot and Walmart, big e-commerce guys. They didn't, they had the money, they had the IT departments, but they didn't understand the infrastructure how to get mail delivered. This is in the days before you can go to smtp.com and boom, boom, punch it in. So Marcus and I talked about it. I said, I can develop it. And my guy in India that I saw working for me and we developed a platform that allows bulk email using rotating IPs on aged professional SMTP hosts that were actually hosted by the known provider, Home Depot, those guys. So the domain, the authority of the domain was good. And so we were able to do that and get great deliverability. So it evolved into the bulk email business that became e-business traffic. And what you guys see of e-business traffic is just a tiny bit of what it really represents. It's a sizable operation. And one of the reasons why in 2016 I moved to San Antonio is this is kind of the hub of all SMTP servers. There's a huge technology sector between San Antonio and Austin. You have companies like Rackspace and SMTP.com and a bunch of the SMTP companies themselves here in this area. And so there's a talent pool. So we're able to come here and put the talent pool. So what am I doing in my little niche software business? Well, I kept on coming up with some little niche products and selling them just for fun. And some of them do really well. So I've made a lot of money over the years. I'm not shy to tell people that. I'm going to tell you, I have taken that from those 16 employees in India down to, well, I have my CTO, Jaden, and me. That's it. My contract with some of the big buyers of our original software has since expired, so the need to maintain things are no longer very big. But we're developing different pretty cool applications. You kind of got a hint of it a few weeks ago when I showed you the PPC program for Reddit. I've also got one from Bing and one for Google. We're winding it up now. Now, these are things that are very complex and very challenging to put together. And I would never have even tried this with my full staff, but I'm doing it now with my primary employee, which is Claude. So I'm going to go to the first screen right now. Let me go up here. There we go. It's set up so you can look at what I'm doing here. Okay, so Claude is my programmer now. Okay, Claude is just a chat bot. But if you know how to organize it and you know how to tell it what to do and be able to test the end results, that's a very big thing. So you can see right here that the LMS, well, Learning Management System is what that means, right? What is that? Well, the free courses is an LMS. And so I was spending, I don't know, $250 a year for for whatever the name of the program was called, Learn the Master or something like that, LMS. And so I'm talking to Claude. I said, I hate spending that money. Can we build our own LMS? It doesn't say no. It always says yes. So I described what we wanted to do, and it created the framework for us to be able to build these courses and display them. And it's really, really cool. The courses are very detailed. I got to get through and kind of like finish them up. But you will notice a fair amount of them have a voice narration.
Why Facebook ads work differently than you think.
And that's still being worked on. But I can also add videos into each lesson. So I got all these courses that I've had created over the years. A lot of them were at the SOLAD Mastery or SOLAD Masterclass, and I wanted to bring them into one platform, which I would also use for training my software. Right here, one of my products, the auto blogging program, right? And this is how you use that software. I gotta get in there and add the videos. But here, what all I do when I sell it is I refer people to here instead of referring it to like into a members area. Because I don't, here's the thing. The money is in the system. And it's in the training and coaching. But if you buy a piece of software from me, you get the training, right? Well, why develop this great big membership area? And up until about, 6 months ago, it was in December when I was building the AI traffic whale, I had to renew my license for Wishlist, which I'd probably used for 15 years. And they wanted like $467 per site. And I was paying them $97 for unlimited sites per year. And I'm like, screw that. So then basically it came down to I could build my own membership portal. And with affiliate, with the AI traffic whale, I used something called Optimize Mentor because I'm a big Optimize Press user. And that cost me $147 a year. So I'm not necessarily happy about that. Why can't I build my own membership portal to deliver the software? Why can't I deliver my own licensing program to protect the software and have my own training portal where people can go learn how to use it? And I don't have to buy any of those things. So there's, we're going to eventually drop Optimize Press. That's $147 a year, $450 a year for Wishlist. The learning management system was $247 a year. So that's close to $1,000 a year. I cut out of my expenses. And what I'm doing, as you will find out, is I'm improving the consistency, quality, and deployment of my products I launch. It'd be dramatically better because what will also happen is as all this training is built, it's being built by the very system that created the software. So if you buy the McRea Auto Blogger at AI Traffic Secrets, the documentation for how to use the software was created by, Claude. This is where that was created. I don't even have a group anymore. So if we create, like all of my traffic sites run off the traffic management system. And if I want documentation, I just go in here and I say, create documentation for my clients. And then I convert that into a lesson. and then that lesson becomes available here on the McRea under free courses. Because I'm not charging people. I might charge people for some of these courses. There's some of these things in here that are so unbelievably valuable. It's other people going, what the hell are you doing? You could offer a $9,000 course and coach people on this. I'm like, I don't want to do that. Well, dude, you can make so much money. I'm like, yeah, who cares? Honestly, who cares? What I want to do is take care of my clients and be happy with my life. So when you get back to here, you can see here's the course. You go through it one step at a time, blah, 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 blah. You can listen to it. Not every single lesson has got audio yet. I can only do so much audio a month. Like I buy some $300 a month over at 11 Labs, which is the voice to audio. And that gives me, I don't know, I think I'm getting like 500,000 credits. So what's that do? I can come in here and I'll show you what it does. Settings. Okay. So there are a total of 402 lessons in this. And 171 have audio and 131 are missing. So next month I'll probably get, I'd imagine it'll be the rest of them, but I'm building other courses as we go along. For example, let me show you this. That's cool. I have information. How do I organize it so I can share it with people? That's what the course system does for me. I just created a course today on the email marketing acronyms. As you go in here, it's a very short course. It's not terribly long. So what is OR, CTR, CTOR? What is CR, bounce rate, unsubscribe? So all of the acronyms are described here. Now, I have not had a chance to try to make audios for this. And, but people are always going, what is this MTP? Come here. To enroll. You have to opt in to enroll, but then you just enroll in any course you want. BTP, what is SMTP? Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. I love how they always take something that's incredibly complex and difficult and give it a name like Simple Mail Protocol. Or IMAP. This is how you connect your computer to your reader, whether it be Apple Mail or Outlook or whatever. IMAP, POP3. There's all these different names. So all the different names related to email marketing, I said, okay, let's actually organize all this junk. I got all the content. Claude organizes junk, because you can say, here's all the junk, organize it, structure it into my course format. I have a standardized course format, produce a JSON file that I can import into my LMS. Boomity, boomity, boom. All that knowledge is now organized in a way that is shareable. So if you're ever going, what is IP reputation? You read about it right here. Boom, boom, boom. All these are free courses. For now, we'll see what we do. But it's all organized, and I created all this by using Claude and allowing it to actually help me organize my content. Building a WordPress course with LMS delivery. Yeah. That this is the actual discussion I had to create this program. Yeah, it took some time and a lot of trial and error. And you can see I had to share a lot of pictures and there's a lot of debugging. But most of the time in here, I'm the problem, not it. At the end of the day, I told it, okay, let's start making courses. So I would just copy and paste an outline in, say, make a course that I can download and import. So if I have the information, if I have access to the knowledge base, I can package it in an organized way to share it with my audience. That was all done with Claude. So the next thing is, okay, so I'm not making any money from this yet. I'm going to qualify it because I probably will at some point take some of these courses and package them separate. But if you come to these webinars every week, you'll know when I do that and know not to be able to do. One of the problems I have is I got screens everywhere in my office. And something will happen there. It'll catch my eye. I'll be looking like that. Something will happen over here. So this one's just for email. That one's for editing. Here I got my main screen. It's just fascinating how much more work you can get done because of the tools we have now. And that's all AI is a tool. I wouldn't have had this. I didn't have this a year ago. Hell, I didn't have it 6 months ago when I was doing the AI traffic oil launch back in December. If I had this type of system, I would have completely not used the membership system I used for AI traffic oil, which was a complete and total disaster. I used the program, it's called Mentor. It cooks into Warrior Plus, just not a very reliable system. Good system in terms of course layout and that stuff, but it just is not a very, not friendly to me and not friendly to clients. So we got a better system for the future. So if you buy this, if those guys are in the future, and if someone buys this product right here, which I'm going to be selling by pay-per-click advertising, probably with Bing, but I'm also looking at Reddit, and people buy it. It's a low-cost product. What I'm really looking forward to is to not lose too much money to get people into a sales funnel where I can sell them my solo ads. But there'll be other products too. So that's why I'm thinking, well, maybe what we're going to do is offer a higher end coaching program. So how do I build that? I don't want to build a big membership area. So I decided I'm going to do some research on that. And I'm kind of tired of this. I did not build this sales letter. I had Claude built it for me. I just uploaded the HTML file. And the whole process was done by Claude. So when somebody buys, they get uploaded. I'm going to go into admin. I'm just going to show you something. I really shouldn't. I haven't sold much of this yet. I haven't even really started selling it. But it does work. Yeah, so there's just a few things we sold. But it takes care of Stripe, my email, my autoresponder, my licenses. So these are the licenses that go out. This license it's just all done internally. I don't have to hire a programmer. Okay, gotta figure the license out. I did all of that with Claude. All of that was done right here with Claude, simply by me saying, okay, how do we handle this? We need license. Okay, this is good for like Claude for like building programs, but then I have someone going, you need to have a high-end coaching program. And well, I got my weekly live. And they're like, well, what do you charge for us? It's $197 forever. And they're like, why the hell are you charging $9,000 for it? I'm like, well, I don't know. I just charged what I thought it was worth, and I think it's a good value. People hang out and learn about all this stuff. So you need to think about, what you're going to do. So first thing I'm doing is I want to build a landing page so I can promote this. Well, it's actually what I want to promote is my pay-per-click to go to the AI traffic secrets, right? So I decided what I'm going to do. I don't want to I do not want to use at all a program called but I do not want to use Optimize Press. So somebody says you need to use Manus to create your page. Now I created this page this morning. I'm lying to you, yesterday morning, Sunday, after church. And you can see it's a gorgeous page. Let me show you the published version. So I just described to it what I want to do, and it's great. The course, this is to promote the course page, all the free courses. I mean, it's just phenomenal. And I did that and just like said, well, here is content, and my goal is to get people to register to get all this free training. So they'll end up in my account. So maybe I'm going to advertise this with pay-per-click. I might actually do that. But there's like this whole thing telling me, you're not going to be able to really measure what your return on ad spend is if you're spending money to build a list to basically give away free training. So I came back to Manus and I said, well, hopefully this thing loads up. Let's look at this from a different perspective. Okay, so what I want to do is send pay-per-click advertising to the, I'm going to go ahead and show you the page. This is going to go to the AI traffic secrets, okay? Look at this, the squeeze page. So when somebody adds in their name, it's going to take me straight to the sales letter. And I hope you saw that, because from this landing page, I filled in this form, and it took me straight to the sales letter. And what I can do now is I can run pay-per-click advertising, and I put a little cookie on the thank you page, which is my thank you page. So I just a little code in there. And what will happen is every time there's a sale made, I'll be able to, within my software that I'm developing, it will track, okay, 50 clicks, one sale. It costs $100 to generate $47 worth of orders. Well, I ain't very good. And after you let that run for a few days, then go, okay, I'm losing 50%. How do I optimize this? Go back to Claude and say, I'm losing 50% of my pay-per-click campaign. Now, here's the thing. The actual Claude is built into the pay-per-click software. Once we finally get it humming, I'll share it with you. So I can figure out the competition. But I also have PPV Spy built into it, Spy Food. And I can take a look and say, show me all the competitors' ads and the competitors' keywords, compare my ads to their ads, and tell me why their ads are performing better than mine and where my weaknesses are. So it could go out and say, hey, your ad's fine, but your landing page relevancy, which is important, is not as good as theirs. So make this tweak to your landing page. So then it's going to create a different landing page for every keyword. Well, yeah, but I use Manus to create the last page, right? So I just go back to Manus and I say, reproduce this, optimize it for the keyword, blogging traffic or whatever it is, and prep it for pay-per-click, and it will produce that page. I just link it to a subdomain on my site, and I switch my PPC from one thing to another thing, and my conversion rate goes from losing 50% to a return on ad spend of 2 to 1. Now, that's the sort of process you absolutely have to go through to make money with pay-per-click advertising. So it requires attention to detail. It requires monitoring. And you can tell Claude Cowork, I can't really show you because the way this blogging software works, Claude Cowork, Claude itself has a feature on their desktop app. It's called Cowork. And what it'll do is you can give it tasks to do, right? So you could say, I have tasks associated with already in here. It's on my desktop app, which I can't show you with this software, where it says, I'm confused now. Okay, where I have it, what I have it doing right now is it's checking my Gmail every morning, and it's no. There we go. It's coming up and reminding me first thing in the morning. I get a pop up on my screen that says your daily routine's done from Claude. It comes down here from the Claude desktop app. And what it tells me is whatever that I tell it to look at. So I have it right now reviewing my email, my Gmail account, and looking for any emails from Bing advertising or Google advertising related to my PPC software, getting the final approvals for our system so it will work. So I don't even have to, I'm always was afraid that did I miss the email? This tells me when that email shows up for me. So you can give it a scheduled task now. But you gotta use the stupid desktop app. I'm gonna shut this down for a minute. Okay. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I don't want to show you guys all that. It just confuse you. Let's try this. Okay. Hopefully you can see that. This is Claude's desktop app, right? Okay. I know you're getting all this weird stuff going on, so I hope it's okay. And they have what's called chat, which your normal chat is done, right? They have co-work. Okay. So what I have it doing right now is checking my email every morning for anything from Google or Microsoft advertising to tell me what it is so I can connect to it. And you see right now I have it connected to Gmail. I have it connected to my schedule. I'll be able to connect sheets and docs to it, and I will ultimately do that. So I'll create something and say, I want to write this doc and save it to docs. My next book, I'm going to dictate it to Claude and let Claude write it for my dictation and then save it off to Google Notes, books. So I hope you guys can see that accurately, because otherwise it'll get, oh, let's go back to no show. There you go. So that's why, you have these tools and it's cool. What are they costing me? Claude, I am using their power user package, $100 a month. Okay. Manus, I'm at about $100 a month right now. So you go, I don't want to spend $100 a month. Remember, I used to spend $9,000 a month for an employee that didn't do a fraction of what these guys do. So I might spend $100 a month on something that would do stuff. Now, okay, go get a membership for $100 a month. We'll teach you and have weekly webinars. That's cool. People stick with it for 3 months, 4 months, maybe. Then they get bored and decide to do something else. But $100 a month for something that will actually verify your email, build you landing pages, help you create courses. That's the final thing I want to show you. They talk about the high-end kind of coaching stuff. You guys are on the $197 package, and good for you. I do want to show you what's the future has in store. Uh-oh. Okay, back to Manus. Okay, good. I think I got this software figured out. So now you can see how I'm going to build my landing pages. And this literally took minutes to do. And I'm going to show you something that's way more complex. Also created with Manus. Because I'm getting goaded by my friends to do something serious, I'm creating kind of what I'm going to call my high-end coaching program. And it's going to be called my millionaire, what do I call it? My millionaire method, MMM. So I came in here and I said, I want to create a multi-tier program that's completely legit and can't fail. So it's not recruitment based. It's like, okay, so if people get paid more based on what they actually sell. So it created this whole thing called the My Millionaire Method. And you can see the products that are in there. Just working on it. Compensation is commission based. Okay. But you get multiple tiers of commission. Here's the thing that's important to understand. What makes this a multi-tier program that doesn't fall apart is it's profitable. Okay, every person, you get paid a percentage, and the guy that recruited you gets a percentage. Well, it's not like we're paying more than what we're bringing in. As a matter of fact, the admin, which is me, is going to end up with like 40%. It's just a different affiliate system. So you come over here to FTC compliance. This is exactly what our compliance says. What we never do. So somebody can join it as not buy and just sell products. They don't have to buy the product to sell. But here's our entire FTC compliance. So if the FTC comes knocking on my multi-level marketing program, well, it's not a recruitment program. Here's the compensation plan. Okay. As levels build, you get more money. I got to come up with the income plan. There's our products. We're still working on these. These are just tests. I got to delete them. You see, they're basically training. So essentially, everything that I'm giving away for free will be available for $997. So what I will evolve out of personal greed, and because there's a different market for everything, is a lot of those training products will no longer be for free unless you get in the door now, but will be available if you're willing to spend a lot of money on it. So that's why I'm developing this program. So this whole process, setting up a multi-layer marketing system. Oops. I could not do by myself. Okay. So this using Manus, even if it's costing me $200 a month, it will allow me to create something I couldn't create. I could not do this otherwise. So that's the takeaway message for today. The AI Traffic Secrets is a great program that tests itself. It literally tests every blog post and tells you how well it's going to rank before you get it in there. Yeah, I'm going to have a new program. You guys are going to love this one. It's going to be built into for the AI Traffic Secret Buyer, automatic link exchange network. I'm going to switch all of my support over to Slack. I've just got 1,000 things in the in the oven right now cooking. But right now, I want you to understand that these tools are very inexpensive, and it will allow you to build multi-million dollar business as your only employee, if you will, if you'll use them. That's the part. Now I know for a fact the only thing selling, if you go to Warrior Plus or JV Super, everything is kind of like we've done the work for you. Just put money, and we'll sell it to you for $7.49. $7.49 is a tripwire product. What's a tripwire? It's so cheap you can't say no, really. So we want you to buy this. It's very inexpensive, and it's going to do all these wonderful things for you. Then you find out, yeah, it might, but I got to buy all this other stuff to go along with it. I had a friend of mine came out with this thing called it was the free sales funnel, something like that. So you got to register for it because it's great. Well, first of all, you didn't get a damn funnel with it. You got the opportunity to buy the next step. And the next step, when you got all the way through buying all these next steps, and it keeps the carrot out in front of you, and this copy is amazing. So you're like, oh my God, I'm almost there. You keep pouring the money out. What you have is a system that you still need to go buy traffic from the bald guy. And that's fine. I don't mind that at all because we were the biggest supplier of traffic into his system. As usual, you can hear my voice is going. When I was in the ENT getting my ears checked out, I said, what's going on with the voice? And they do an endoscope. And he says, do you smoke? I said, no. Do you drink? I said, no. Do you do Coke? I said, yeah. I like Coke. What were you doing to hydrate your vocal cords? I said, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. He said, hey, it's called cedar pollen, and it's just the way life is in Texas. The only thing I don't like about living here is the seasonal allergies that cause the buildup of wax in your ears and your voice going to hell on you. So I gave you a ton of stuff today. A lot of stuff that's going to, if you want to, sign up for Claude. You can try it for free. Same with Manus. Start asking it to do things for you. Okay. These are way more powerful than ChatGPT. I first started trying to program some plugins with ChatGPT last fall. I'm like, what if I can do this? And I had to kind of piece it together to make it work, but I got it to work. I was totally unhappy. A very good friend of mine says, why are you screwing around with ChatGPT? Go try Claude. I said, no, tell it what the hell. So I went and tried Claude. I'm like, oh. And that kind of opened my eyes. Then we got like Gemini, Perplexity. They're all different things. Grok, if I showed you my Permanent Illusions program, it's a phenomenal program. Creates those little short videos for it's totally based off Grok. That's what Grok's for. Short animated videos. Great program. Um, so you just need to think on your own feet and go, what can I do with this? So now I have Claude writing my programs with my help, or I'm writing programs with Claude's help. I have a Menace building my facilities, my portals, my delivery mechanisms, my sales letters. And I use ChatGPT more or less just for research purposes. I use it like Google, but without a doubt, my favorite AI to use is Claude. Most people will say the same. And actually, when it comes to brainstorming, you can go to Claude and say, I want to brainstorm. I am an internet marketer with 25 years of experience, and I'm trying to build a sustainable platform that will allow me to make income month after month without having to reinvent myself every 6 months. What do you recommend? Ask any questions you need to ask. I'll respond. That's one of the biggest things you need to do when you're using AI. Say, ask me questions. It will come back and say, well, do you do this, do this? It will ask you a bunch of questions and it will do its research based on your response to those questions. It's called reverse prompting. And if you just simply do reverse prompting and say, I want to build a website for fishing. I've been fishing for a long time. I know a lot of stuff. Please ask me any questions you need before you start building the website. It'll pop the questions up. 5 questions, boom, boom, boom. Respond. Reverse prompting. That right there is worth the price of admission. One of the other guys I'm going to tell you to follow, someone that really knows his stuff, is Dan Martell. Dan, Martel. He is on YouTube and his stuff is rock solid. I've actually learned a lot from him myself. He's the guy that recommended me I try Manus. So, Dan, you're a big friend now because I'm able to monetize at a higher level than I thought I could before. So that's it for this week. Good crowd today. Sorry about the mix-ups, but I guess that's normal, right? Have a great day, and I'll see y'all next week.